Hello everyone. It's Debbie Chen, just chatting with you about only the essentials for you, because we don't have time for the fluff and stuff, right? We're at an age where it's just about the most important things in life. And so we're going to continue with that, actually talking about a little bit more about what we were talking about last night. So, and hopefully you guys were able to catch that. Thank you for all who joined in and commented and got involved in the conversation. That was just awesome, because that's really what we're about here. This is a community of women, especially those over 40, that are reemerging, reinventing themselves, maybe kind of recovering in a sense, and healing from stuff in the past. And now you're really able to take ownership and just, yeah, just really doing a lot of personal growth. Anyone doing the same thing? Maybe some of you are empty nesters, maybe almost empty nesters. Anyone else like that? Yeah, me too. And it's just been an awesome part of life where you get to at this age, and it's kind of exciting, the things that we get to start unpacking about ourselves, or maybe things that have already been there and we're rediscovering them. Yes. So kind of, since we're coming up here on Halloween, the topic of masks kind of came up. And again, we are reemerging women and learning more about being our real selves and our authentic selves and rediscovering that. And so kind of continuing our conversation. So one of the big ways to help ourselves to unmask ourselves is being vulnerable. Remember the V word? So I know that's not always the most comfortable thing, right? And it can be really tough, because I don't know, does anybody battle with and struggle with maybe even past shame? And it's really hard to want to be vulnerable and to trust people and to really be your authentic, wonderful self. And I totally get that. And I definitely, sorry, I got a little itch in my face here. This is something definitely we're going to be talking about, because that is a huge issue for a lot of us. And there's some great authors out there who've written some great books, like Brene Brown. She's a wonderful author on that issue. And it's such a struggle for so many of us. And so we don't want to be vulnerable, because that means what? We have to trust. So that's what we were talking about yesterday. If you are in a group of people where through thick and thin, that they don't judge you, they don't bat an eye, those are the kind of people that you obviously can be more vulnerable with and start to share your struggles, start building that trust. And it's in a sense kind of starting somewhere, right? So another thing too to be thinking about is kind of part of that being vulnerable. Someone needs to hear your story. We don't know what it is. And believe me, I am really there. There are some things I've never felt comfortable sharing about. And there are certain people I am more vulnerable with than with others. But I feel I'm coming more into that space where I'm starting to realize, yeah, I might not blast it from the hilltops or whatnot, but that someone needs to hear my story. Someone else who's going through shame, embarrassment, whatnot. Oh, thank you for the love. Yeah, right? This is what we're here. This is the community. It's not me sitting here yakking about, things that are of interest to us per se, but it's that we're in this conversation. And it's basically, another way I would put it in my own words is, our crud can be someone else's blessing. And we just don't know who that is or who needs to hear that. And that's where I really want to encourage you to really be thinking about as we're pulling our masks off. Maybe it's more than one mask. That can be a really unexpected blessing, an unexpected surprise that someone else is like, you know what? Me too. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for saying that or bringing that up. Me too. So, okay, here's another really huge thing is, I'm going to use the F word, forgiveness. Why is that an F word for some people? Because it is super hard and it is not an easy thing to deal with. But if we can get past crud and really focus on how in other words, not to let our past fog up what our future is. I'll have to give full credit to Ray Higdon. I was listening to him today in Rank Makers, and he brought that up about just moving forward, whether it's in your business or just in your personal life, that don't let the past fog up your future. And with that really comes forgiveness. And so actually, one of the oil blends that I use a lot, and I didn't grab it. Along with the forgiveness, there's actually a forgive blend, and it includes a lot of oils that just give you clarity and focus and healing within your heart. Now, could you still forgive someone without the oils? Yes, absolutely. But the way the essential oils work with our brains is it helps to strengthen and support and create and help in the creation of new synapses and patterns and strength, and give us emotional support to ease that process. And then speaking kind of about easing a process, I actually will even use, where'd it go? Here it is. I even use a blend in a roller ball. It just means it's easy to apply with a little roller ball tip. And this particular blend is called Console. And yes, it can be really good for grief. So if you are kind of unpacking that mask and that need to forgive so that you can move forward, sometimes you have to grieve. And it doesn't necessarily mean about people. It could be just grieving change. So are there any empty nesters out there? Or I'm I'm very much looking forward to the joyous process of my son getting married, for example, one of my sons getting married. And it's a wonderful thing, but it is sometimes it's just change that we kind of grieve, right? Or go through the grieving process. Anyway, and so when you can use such oils as frankincense, patchouli, ylang ylang, those particular oils derived from flowers and from resin and so forth, work with supporting our mental health, as well as any cardiac issues, soothing of the heart. Also sandalwood. Oh yeah, that's another good brain oil. Very supportive and very calming and soothing. And so anyway, why I brought that up was sometimes in that change and stepping out, right, and being vulnerable to people and taking their mask off, that we need that consoling and being ready and being prepared to be our real self with other people. So sometimes too, we need like a little extra support. And then I would use like an oil blend that would include, like another roller ball. This is actually one of my favorite ones. It's got these very uplifting scents, like a lot of citrus, and wild orange, a little bit of clove, a little star anise, some myrtle, some vanilla. And so it's kind of a minty, citrusy scent. And you can put that on. And if you're just feeling like a little nervous about opening up to maybe other coworkers at work, or to your spouse, or to new friends in your mom's group, whatever it is, that can also give you a little bit more fortitude. And I mean, who doesn't need a little bit more of that, right? Yeah. So that, again, you can use that blend of oils with coming to be even more authentically who you are, like stepping into who you are. And there was a great definition of authenticity. I'm going to read this off my notes if you don't mind. Authenticity comes when you realize that you define who you are now and who you desire to be. So it's really stepping into, I feel, God-given interests and talents and abilities. And when you're doing that, you're really being who you are. And it really doesn't matter what anybody thinks. It doesn't matter what, the naysayers don't matter, right? Put on some cheer, maybe a little bit of consoling blend, and to help you step forward, and really help reemerge your real self again. And yeah, is there a fear of rejection? I mean, who likes that, right? Yeah, no, not anybody. But guess what? What if you were instead to focus on other people. And this kind of comes back to my title, is when we're unmasking ourselves, one, we don't know who we're going to affect and who needs to hear our story, right? Number two, when instead of focusing on, oh, I'm going to be rejected, oh, how are they going to think, etc., put the focus on them and what's the value that you can actually bring to them. I mean, is that like, right? It puts a focus on them. And another one of my mentors, Fallon Zoe in our Lady Tribe group, kind of says something like, if you have the mindset of, you know what, everyone likes me, but they just haven't met me yet. It's a shift in the mindset, right? So bottom line is, what difference can you make for other people when you are actually being your real and authentic self and pulling off the masks? Definitely, please comment below any thoughts. If you got value from this, if anything that comes to mind, for sure. And in fact, speaking of stepping out of your comfort zone and so forth, I'm really super excited. I'm going to, just quick side note, I'm going to be participating in the World's Women's Wellness Summit that's coming up. You'll get some more information about that a little bit later, but it'll be available on December 1st. And it's a meeting of the minds, so to speak, with individual interviews from people, from all over the world, about women's wellness, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And I'll definitely put out more word about that. I'm going to be, I'm the voice of, or the proponent of, the usage of incorporating essential oils as one of the tools as part of that whole journey of wellness for women. So I'll definitely tell you more about that, but I'm putting on my oils and staying calm. I'm really excited because it's my passion to share that. But I'm a little nervous because I'm just daunted by the huge name people that are involved in this summit. So be thinking of me tomorrow when I'm recording that interview. But anyway, so just thank you all for joining in. Lovely to see you. And I know I will see you all tomorrow night again at 9 o'clock. Have a good evening. Bye. Oh, you get to see me a little bit more. Like, that's not turning off. Okay, one moment. Oh dear. Sorry about this. I'm not sure why it's not ending.